every story needs a good villain. Mwuahahaha! Now, sometimes you don't have a villain in the usual sense of the word. Not all romance novels, for example, have an actual antagonist. Rather, the circumstances, misunderstandings, and general drama of the situation create conflict. Conflict is the most important thing. Without conflict, you don't have a story. If your story does have a person as the villain, you have to really think about this character. The first thing every villain needs is motivation. I thought the first thing a villain needed was a cool costume. Your villain must be doing what they are doing for a reason that makes sense, at least to them. Yes, they can be insane, but don't have insanity be their only motivation. If insanity is your villain's motivation, make sure you have something specific that drove them insane, and have their actions reflect that thing. So, what are some other villain motivations? Anybody? It's usually editor who does this sort of thing. I suppose we could let her out. No, writer! Give us some villain motivations. Okay. Power. It's common for villains to want control over something. The kingdom, the country, the world. But why? Do they just want to be able to boss people around? Or do they truly believe that they would make a better leader? In the words of Dr. Horrible, the world is a mess, and I just need to rule it. By the way, if you haven't seen Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, pause this video, go find it, watch it, then return a more awesome person. Greed. They just want all the money, or the magic, or the cheese puffs. But why? Did they grow up in poverty and feel they have to make up for it now? Or are they a spoiled brat who never did a day's work in their life? But being evil is a lot of work. Some villains put forth so much effort to get rich, you'd think it would be easier just to get a job. But being a con artist is way more fun than being an accountant. Maybe that's it. Maybe your villain just enjoys being evil. Hey, that was my next motive. Sorry. Go on to the next one. Lust. The villain wants the girl, or maybe he wants every girl. This usually works better as a villain trait rather than their core motivation, but I don't know, maybe you'll make it work. Just please don't write the story where there are two good guys both in love with one girl, and she chooses one of them so the other one goes off and becomes evil. Please. Don't do that. I like lust as a motivation for minor villains, like Bellatrix in Harry Potter. Most of the reason she works for Voldemort is because she's in lust with him. You gotta kind of feel sorry for her husband. Hate. A classic motivator. Your villain simply hates the hero, or the world. Maybe your hero killed somebody close to the villain. Maybe the hero humiliated the villain at some point. Maybe the hero ate the last cheese puff. So, you've got your villain's motivation. Now, remember, unless you're writing Don John in Much Ado About Nothing, your villain does not consider themselves to be evil. Yes, if they have a working conscience, they are aware that they are doing horrible things. But a true villain is a master of justification. They hurt me, so I can hurt them. I'm doing it for the greater good. I deserve to have what I want. You know, villains are creepy. Your villain should be the epitome of evil. Also, they should be competent. Unless you're writing a comedy and the stupidity of your villain is part of the joke, your villain should be smarter than Heinz Doofenshmirtz. Enough with giant contraptions of death and destruction. If your villain wants to kill your hero, have them pull out a gun and point it at their head. Your hero should be smart and impressive enough to take on a villain with more intelligence than a doorknob. Now, go work on your nano villain, and let us know what they're like as a comment or a video response. We love hearing from you guys! Still don't have a villain? Here are some novel ideas to help you out. Name, Horace. Age, 46. Appearance, tall, thin, lank brown hair, large green eyes. Trait, alcoholic. Wants, to destroy those upon whom fortune has smiled. Name, Kriya. Age, 27. Appearance, slender, curvaceous, long red hair, sweet brown eyes. Trait, fearful, wants to be queen. Your villain has faced a lifetime of rejection and feels the need to prove themselves. Your villain was physically abused as a child and desires to treat the world in kind. Your villain wants revenge. Your villain is searching for a powerful magical artifact. Thanks for watching, and happy plotting. There's only 15 days till NaNoWriMo!